So I am in Japan at the World Gymnastics Championships. It's the second week of the Worlds. So we've done the Artistic Worlds and now the Rhythmic Worlds. I'm on air in about 2 hours' time for the next session.
Okay, stop chit-chatting, let's go.
So we have, it has almost been 2 years since our last floorball game. So what have you been doing? How did COVID-19 affect you?
Well, I mean, at the start, it was a total change to my working life. I was getting ready to go off to New Zealand and Japan for gymnastics events, and then I was supposed to be going on to do a whole load of other jobs after the Olympics, and obviously everything completely changed. I then had to, I suppose, change the way I was working to do lots of archive things. I was doing lots of historic events. I did a series called Great Olympic Moments for the IOC that was recreating live commentary of famous moments from the Olympic Games. And then gradually, as things started to get back up and running again, I was doing a lot more commentary, but I was mostly working from the studio in London. I didn't actually go overseas until the Olympics. And the time before that was the Champions Cup for floorball in January of 2020. So it was a long gap between overseas trips.
Definitely a long time. And yourself, you have always been healthy and okay?
Yeah, mercifully, my family's been completely unaffected by it all, actually. Despite the fact the UK was hit very hard, I think everyone in my family, we've been very sensible, we've kept to the rules, so fortunately, okay.
Great to hear. Now, of course, we're looking forward. We're having events again in the world of floorball. We already had 2 under-19s. I'm not sure if you had a chance to look into it or not. Anyway, there's 2 major events coming up very soon. First in Uppsala, the female World Championships, and afterwards the male in Helsinki. What are your thoughts about these 2 events?
Oh, I just can't wait to get back there and do some floorball again. I've missed it so much. I've always said to people that my year is not complete if I don't finish it off doing the Floorball World Championships, because it just, to me, it's one of the most special events in my year. I love doing it, and it just feels lovely at the thought of getting back. And you know, I've always, on commentary, I've always talked about the floorball family, and I think it's easy for that to seem like a cliche, but it's not. It's a real thing. There's a real, probably more than any other sport I work in, there's a real family feel to floorball, which I absolutely love. And I just, I mean, the last time I commentated floorball was, at international level rather than the Champions Cup was, the famous miracle of Neuchâtel and then the women's final after it. So in terms of leaving me on the knife edge, waiting to get back and do floorball.
But have you recovered from that event?
No.
Oh, I
No,
thought so.
never
I thought so.
recovered.
I thought so.
Do you know something? That is the one that people who don't know floorball talk to me about all the time. I get people that they'll often say, "Oh, do you remember the miracle of Michelle, or did you see that, or were you involved in that?" That has stayed in people's memories. I can't wait to get back and do more floorball.
Yeah, that's cool. So will we hear you during both events, so female in Uppsala and men's event in Helsinki?
I'm afraid so, yes. Yes, you will. You'll start with me for both of them. And there's that little 4-day overlap where my colleague, the excellent Jack Zorab, who's a fantastic broadcaster, he'll be deputising for me in Helsinki for the start of the Men's World Championships for a few days while I finish off the women's competition in Sweden. But yes, it's going to be a marathon and a sprint at the same time, doing all of these games.
But a very joyful sprint and marathon, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I always finish a World Floorball Championships absolutely exhausted, naturally, because it is one of the most exhausting sports to cover. But you finish it with a real sense. I mean, if you've worked with me long enough, we've been through some incredible matches. There's a real buzz you get from commentating floorball, isn't there? It's unlike anything else.
It definitely is. And to finish off, of course, one question. Almost these 2 years, did you have any chance to play floorball yourself?
I'm going to...
No, did you have, not are you going to?
So I'm going to leave that to your imagination, Juerg.
All right.
You can probably imagine how good I am at floorball. I managed to conveniently make excuses every time you have the staff match that I'm too busy to do it. No, I haven't played floorball, but I promise you, I will go in goal at some point because I was a football goalkeeper. So if nothing else, our goalkeeper will be the natural position for me. I will at some point during the World Championships, I will go in goal and you can score past me as many times as you like. How about that?
Yeah, hang on. What do you think if we do the intermission entertainment in the grand final in Hartwell Arena? You in goals, I take penalty shootouts. Not sure if he can get that, make it happening or not.
Yeah, no, I've always thought entertainment is supposed to be enjoyable for people, and I don't.
True. Yeah, you're right.
I think
Sorry.
That some form of torture, especially for me.
Just got a little bit too excited here. Anyway, thank you very much for those insights. We're really looking forward to have you again in our two upcoming major events. And now, of course, all the best. I think soon you're on air here in Tokyo. So all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. And looking forward to working with you again.
Thanks, mate. Bye, Ollie.
Bye-bye.
Now, the official.